Hello, everyone. Welcome. But hi, hello. The executive producer is here. He was rubbing his head on my microphone a moment ago. Hello, everyone. How do you do? I hope you are all well on this fine Wednesday. Oop. Hi, bud. On this fine Wednesday afternoon. I don't know if anybody's here yet. But Pegasus Bat Spider, welcome in. Yes, the executive is here. Behold, he wants to be seen today. We'll see if that stands to reason when he starts getting paid, or if he'll just take the check and leave. Yeah. So last time, hello, Annie Danny, welcome in. There he goes. Last time, I have to do my gigantic hi as per tradition. Hi. Last time we did an exorcism, sort of. In exorcising the ghost, we decided to not. It ended up puppeting the bodies of our friends and associates and cohorts in order to cast blame upon us for the sins of our grandmother, who I think pushed him down some stairs and then beat him to death with a bat. I don't remember if the stairs were actually involved or not, but she killed this man. And laid the blame at our feet. And demanded an unknown quantity of the end of our lives, of years of our lives. Not a successful exorcism. Nothing was exorcised, except for the from the dangerous situation. And I'll count that one as a win. Both myself and my cousin were not interested in sacrificing part of our life for the sins of someone we barely knew. And look out. Don't get the coffee drink. The executive producer is standing on my desk now. It's gonna be one of those. Ghosts is real, and so are ghosts. Yeah. Oh, well, that's one way to get him off there. Yeah, bud. Was this... Can't sacrifice herself because she doesn't want to. Can't sacrifice you. Ghost is real, and so are ghosts. No, I like ghosts is real, and so are ghosts. I understand the goat. Come on, man. Why don't you want to be up there? Yeah, you know there's more up there. Come on. Come on. Goats is real, and so are goats. This is also true. Okay, he got one. What's he gonna do? What's his play? Okay. He knows they're up there. Is he going for him? Or is he giving up? He's approaching again. I can't see him through my microphone. So, the grabber. Okay. Okay. Holy shit, dude. Guys, I think cats are kind of stupid. I hope you all found watching him try to puzzle solve that as entertaining as I did. Anyway, we found out ghosts are real. We were kind of working on wrapping our head around that one a little bit. I see. There we go. We were working on trying to wrap our head around that one a little bit. And we ended up heading back home. Crashing. We also met Wayne, the nightmare ghost man that is our cousin's ex, who interdimensionally walked through a door and crushed a ditchling with his fucking foot, which was admittedly pretty cool and also very scary. But yeah, so we bounced. We refused to sacrifice it. We've kind of left this malignant, festering ghost there. Sybil got us out of there, the old witch woman. Kanika was very upset that we didn't sacrifice our life to get rid of the ghost. We provided a new home for Oscar and his daughter, Rosalina, I think was her name. It's been a week. And now in doing so, we have deprived our cousin of her hangout spot. Then we went home. We had a brief chat with Dustin and Dustin Mom about the squatter in the glass house. We went out there, we picked the lock, and we found a goat who we had a brief chat with, who was unhelpful by and large. Tabitha brought him here, and we don't know why, and we haven't had a chance to really ask anything about that. Stella is also missing. She made it out of the house with Gretchen and all of that, but emotionally and mentally wasn't looking super hot, so she bounced. Now we are heading back. We are heading to meet up with Kanika to see if we can sort of maybe try and go to backup sacrifice in case something happens to you. Yeah, or she decides that maybe we don't do the human sacrifice. Let's just do the goat. We'll see. All right. Here we go. You've investigated the garden. With Stella missing, it's best not to keep Kanika waiting for much longer. Unfortunately, Tabby didn't give them her hangout spot. She gave them a shitty old shack of house. Oh, did she not? Oh, I thought it was that. I thought I bullied her into doing that. Bummer. Big L, Tabby. That's disappointing. But at least it's a house, I guess. Head into town. It's time to head into town. You head to the front door and begin your trek to the town below. Why kill her mom and drag you here if she's just going to use a goat? I'm basing this on nothing. I love this wild theory you're clinging to. I'm gonna laugh so hard if somehow you've been right all along. You head to the front door and begin your trek to the town below. The sun shines down through a thin layer of clouds, illuminating the path in a watery gray light. You can't help but feel countless eyes watching you from the tree line, a feeling that reminds you of your time in the woods with Stella. Ditchlings shouldn't be out in the middle of the day, though. They're getting bolder. I see them. I see the Crebus. I see a few Crebuses. How many are there? There's 1, 2, 3. I think just those 3 for now. As you continue the trek to town, you pause to stare out at the mountain range beyond the holler, contemplating a world that's blissfully unaware of the danger threatening the citizens of this tiny town. The world outside feels less real with each passing day as the strange reality of what's happening in Scarlet Hollow gently uproots what you'd always taken to be the truths of our world. Your everyday worries seem distant, overshadowed by a fear and dread that hasn't stopped building up since the moment you stepped off that bus. There's 7 Crebuses. Can you spot them all? That's right. Scarlet Hollow's children's programming. However many ditchlings you can see, it is too many. Very true. It isn't long until your journey from the estate is over and you once again find yourself on the main street of Scarlet Hollow. Hey, you made it. I still haven't heard from Stella, and I've already seen a bunch of those ditchling things scurrying around in broad daylight. I know my mom said they're harmless, but we should start looking for her. I'm supposed to see your mom at some point today. Maybe she'll shed some light on some things. I'm not sure what she's planning to tell you today that she couldn't have told all of us last night. Maybe she's gonna read your fortune. I should probably stop making fun of her whole New Age mystic vibe. Lots happened in the past couple of days. Hey, Sabines. Welcome in. Still, there'll be plenty of time for tea after we've looked for Stella. So, ghosts, huh? Yeah, ghosts. I don't know about you, but I'm currently staving off a massive existential crisis about the state of matter and what being alive means. Any idea why Stella was so upset? Being possessed seemed awful, but she's the only one who ran off. Could be a lot of things. She could have hit her breaking point stress-wise. She could have been horrified by meeting a ghost for the first time. She could be struggling with what the ghost did. But at the end of the day, I have no idea. We'll just have to find her and see if she wants to stop running from it and finally just talk things out. I'm still skeptical there's got to be a better reason for what happened last night than ghosts are real and they hate me personally. Yeah. This information is destroying me. Same here. At this point, I'd much rather it turned out to be a town-wide gas leak from the mines. Then I could leave town and return to a normal world where there aren't any creepy ghouls or ghosts prowling around. At least one ghost hates me personally. Yeah, exactly. It's not that all ghosts hate me personally. It's that ghosts are real, parentheses, and this one hates me personally. And my cousin. Better explanations, ghosts are real, they hate Tabitha, and you're the best conduit to get to her. Honestly, that's kind of on brand, though. They hated our grandma, and we were the best avenue to get to her when she's long fucking dead. Still, everyone experienced the same thing. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think we should probably just operate under the assumption that ghosts are real from here on out. So how are you mentally? That's a
great question. My concept of how the world works is being shattered a little more each day, so that's cool.
100% of the ghosts I've met do hate me. I've never met a ghost that didn't hate me. If ghosts are real, we might get to meet our late aunt as well. Yeah, and maybe we can demand to understand why she fucked Tabby up so much. Brother, come on. Pearl Ann, what's going on?
Every day I feel a little more like I need to get out of this town before it swallows me whole, but I also keep feeling like there are too many reasons to stay. Like right now, I can't leave until I know Stella's okay. With her folks gone, the only people she has are her friends. And as her bestie, I can't just let her go running off into the woods to get eaten by a Bigfoot. And my mom is just so chill right now, it's driving me nuts. Anyway, that's how I'm doing. Probably about as poorly as everybody else who was at the library last night, except for maybe Stella.
Is the ghost still in the library?
I have no idea. And I don't think anyone should even try to get a look, especially not you. Who knows what happens if that thing catches so much as a whiff of scarlet blood.
Any leads on Stella?
I haven't had a chance to talk to anyone else yet, so nope, none so far. She ran north last night, but that doesn't mean she didn't double back. I'm trying not to worry too much. It's possible she's safe somewhere, just not answering her phone, but I also don't want to bet on that.
Is someone manning the general store while we go looking for Stella?
Mom and Miles can deal for another day while we go looking for Stella. This is important. Not that the store isn't, but if something happened to her and I was spending my time minding the register, I don't think I could live with that.
I'm kind of surprised you reached out to me. After all the issues between you and Tabitha.
I care more about finding Stella than I do the ongoing feud between me and your cousin. And I'm not going out there alone because the last thing I want is to go missing while looking for someone who went missing. We do everything in groups from now on.
I guess we should get started.
Yeah, we're burning daylight. Where to first?
Let's go to Stella's house.
Definitely. I probably should have done that before getting you to come all the way down here, but to be honest, I'm scared of wandering off by myself, just in case I ran into any other horrors from beyond the veil.
Are you winning, friend? No. Decidedly not. We haven't lost yet, though, and that's the important part. Hi, Ava. Welcome in.
It'd be great if this turns out to be nothing and she's just asleep in bed.
You make your way towards Stella's house. Kanika knocks anxiously on the door. It creaks open. This doesn't look like a break-in. It looks like somebody left the door open. Stella or someone else was in a hurry when they left. She's dead. Stella died, and it's all my fault. Okay.
Stella?
There is no response.
We should go in, right?
Yeah, we should go in. Whatever happened to Stella, it doesn't look like it happened here. Oh my god, I love Gretchen's princess bed! Yes! Gretchen's little corner! Yes, 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 yes! The ghost put Gretchen and Stella back in the wrong bodies, and now they Freaky Friday'd it!
Okay. Nothing unusual so far. This is a perfectly normal living room. No blood or viscera. Not even a tipped-over lamp. That's good.
Investigate Stella's room. You make your way down the hall to what you assume to be Stella's room. She's not here. Though it is a little untidy, it's the usual sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedroom. There aren't any signs of violence. Check her computer. You go to check Stella's computer.
I'm not sure we should be snooping on her computer. Isn't that an invasion of privacy?
Look, I know it's an invasion of privacy, but we've got to do whatever we can to find her.
Okay, fine. But I'm gonna stand over your shoulder the whole time and make sure you don't go looking for anything personal.
I'm not a freak, Kanika! Stella's desktop is horrifically cluttered. There are simply too many files and folders to fit on her monitor, and they overlap each other in a chaotic, multi-layered display. Oh dear God, no, girl. Look for something interesting. You scan through folders and file names on Stella's desktop, looking for anything that seems like it might be interesting. One folder catches your eye. Boring tax stuff. You're no fool. You've seen this folder before. You have this folder on your computer. Boring tax stuff never contains boring tax stuff. For that matter, it never contains anything related to taxes, and its contents are never boring. I'm not gonna be a creep. Leave it be. Kanika's right. You shouldn't be looking at things on here that won't help you find Stella, and whatever's in boring tax stuff is the sort of juicy content that will do nothing but distract you. You close the folder. Check or open tabs. It would take you all day to count the number of open tabs in Stella's browser. So numerous are her tabs that you cannot see a single icon, a sea of rounded, featureless triangles from the Windows edge to Windows edge. Her most recently opened tab is a post on Uncle Carl's Bigfoot Farm, a forum for cryptozoology enthusiasts. Hey, Bridge, welcome in. The post in question is titled, "Something Big is Happening in Scarlet Hollow."
Hey, everyone. Was out chasing a skunk ape sighting the other day, and I found these weird little guys. My friend's mom says there's something called ditchlings, but I never heard of them before. Anyone have any good leads?
Bride of Bigfoot. Camera isn't shaky enough. This is totally staged. Moth Stan. Clean footage of some sort of cryptid nobody has heard of except for your friend's mom. The only thing I'm seeing when I Google ditchlings is some city in England. I thought you were legit. Guys, since when did high-quality footage count as anything other than actual evidence? Those things are terrifying. Since every low-budget horror movie started doing guerrilla marketing, I smell an ARG.
I'm serious. I got tons of extra footage. Look at what they've been doing to the animals in town. They're apparently some sort of bad omen, like Mothman.
Okay, I'm listening. I'd love me a Mothman. I believe you. Ugh, lucky you're falling right into her lap. I don't trust YouTubers. They're entertainers, not scientists. The thread continues into the next day.
Hey, okay, so one, this isn't an ARG. I would never. And two, you're not going to believe this, but we went into an abandoned mine last night to investigate the things, and I'm pretty sure we found some Tommyknockers. Listen to the knocking we managed to catch on tape.
There's a link to an audio file titled TommyknockersReal.wav.
Just because you put the word real in your file name doesn't mean they're real.
2 supernatural events on back-to-back nights. This is so fake. I can't believe I bought into that River Runner hype. You're so full of it.
YouTubers are always going to sell out to big indie horror. This is Kidnapped by Aliens all over again.
Also, lol, doughy white things and now loud popping noises is definitely an ARG. Did you sell it to Pillsbury? Stop cyberbullying her. I'm going to call the mods. Locking this thread and giving everyone a 7-day ban. No cyberbullying and no self-promo. The thread ends. Ouch. Check her search history. You check Stella's search history. She hasn't visited any websites since Tuesday night. If she came home after last night's incident, she didn't touch her browser. Her search history is almost entirely work-related, furious searches of queries from various monsters and cryptids that might fit the profile of ditchlings. That's that. This is a waste of time. Let's get out of here.
Phew, good.
Hacker man. I got banned from my favorite forum. Time to walk into the woods and die. This sure looks like a room. Any thoughts?
Yeah, nothing much to comment on. This is what her room's been like pretty much for the entire time I've known her. The only thing that's changed is the computer's getting a lot fancier. She still does those corkboard with string things. She loves putting strings on there. I don't think they actually mean anything, but they're more for decoration anyway.
Investigate the kitchen. Stella's kitchen is slightly messy. A couple cabinets are hanging open, and a loaf of bread sits on the counter by a used butter knife. Looks normal to me.
Stella's house has always felt a little sterile to me. This feels a little too lived in, if that makes sense. But maybe that's just because I've only ever been over when she was expecting me.
Okay, I don't think we're gonna find much else here. Let's move on.
Okay, so she's not here and we still have no idea where she is. I thought I was overreacting this morning. I thought she would have just been sleeping in or something. I can't believe she's actually missing. We're going to the cops. I know they probably won't actually do anything, but we should see if we can get them to start looking for her before we go anywhere else.
Yeah, let's go. We should make sure the police know Stella's missing. Bo's here! I feel like there was more to the kitchen. I wonder if another class would have had an extra option. Yeah, I wonder. It did feel a little empty in an interesting way. The police station is exactly what you would expect from a town the size of Scarlet Hollow. It smells strongly of coffee and faintly of aged furniture and paper, and the general tidiness speaks of a department that doesn't get much of anything done. But you're also not alone here. You enter to find a worried Bo standing between you and the officer behind the desk. Big Betty wasn't just a pumpkin, Deputy Franklin, sir. She was gonna be a prize winner. Raising her was the last thing me and my daddy did together. She's important to our family. The Scarlet Hollow police are spread pretty thin at the moment, young man. Any property disputes will have to wait, if indeed there is a dispute to be had. Are you sure it wasn't some animal that took your vegetable? Sir, you know Mr. Tremaine thinks that land belongs to him. He probably thought Big Betty was his to take. He ain't coming to his door, so for all I know, he might be all the way to the state fair by now with a pumpkin. Ain't there something you can do about it? Hey, I remember you from yesterday. You're the mayor's security guy. I'm a man of many hats, and all of them give me authority over you, so you better watch yourself. Listen up, Franklin. We got a missing person on our hands. Stella hasn't been seen since yesterday, and last anyone saw, she was in a state of distress. Tremaine? Sounds close to Tremere, and without knowing anything, I'm just gonna assume he sucks. I don't know if we know Tremaine yet, come to think of it. That's a name that's not familiar to me off the top of my head. You speak with complete authority in your voice. Franklin's sunglasses are impenetrable, but you can imagine the eyes behind them methodically scanning you like a machine. A missing person? Apologies, Mr. Calloway, but I'm gonna have to handle this first. Deputy Franklin makes his way back to his desk, pulling out a few forms before returning to the front. If one of you could fill these out, please.
I can take care of that. Thank you so much for taking this seriously, Mike. I know Stella has a tendency to go on hiking trips, but This feels different.
She can't be in her right mind, going back out into them woods after what happened to my daddy. I'll be praying for her, and I'll make sure Mama does too. Thanks for taking this seriously. I take everything seriously. Now, is there anything else I can help you with? Where's everyone else? Haven't you heard? There's a nasty strike going on at the mines. Miss Scarlet's asked us to try and bring the temperature down a bit. And I drew the short straw for being stuck on desk duty.
Bring the temperature down? I'm sorry, are Earl and Dennis working for the town, or are they working for Tabitha?
I'd rather not get into it right now, Miss Forsyth. Bo, did you manage to find your dad? Mr. Calloway's disappearance wasn't called in until last night. Is there any reason you seem to have known about it before we did? Bo's stoic expression breaks for a moment. You can almost see tears forming in his eyes, but he blinks them away. Yeah, I found him. I gathered what there was together. We're giving him a proper burial in the family plot. It's been tough going, trying to dig the hole while the farm's crawling with those hairless things. But it needs to get done. Some people say too seriously. I always take things seriously. That's why my last 3 wives left me. Do you think they'll go back to where they came from soon? Mama and me have tried to fight them back as best we can, but it seems like there's more every minute. I know about as much as you. I can't help but feel like it's all just leading up to some awful thing. Worse than what's already happened. I hope it's just a feeling.
My mom did say the ditchlings are supposed to be some horrible omen, but that doesn't mean it's true. For all we know, the weird stuff is behind us, and those creepy little things will crawl back to wherever they came from, and Scarlet Hollow will go back to normal. But I guess it doesn't hurt to plan for the worst.
I just want to remind you all that you're speaking in front of a member of law enforcement, and any suspicious statements are being cataloged.
Seriously? Do you really not have anything better to do than try to pin disasters on innocent people who are trying to stop them?
I'm not at liberty to discuss whether I have anything better to do.
Then go find Stella.
What's all this about a pumpkin? Julius Tremaine stole Big Betty, and I'm trying to get the police to talk to him. And I have been telling Mr. Calloway that there's no way to prove who the vegetable in question belonged to. If there's no documentation, it's your word against his.
The Callaways and Tremaines have been at this a long time. Some feud from a century ago split the families, and they've been at it ever since.
What makes you think Julius stole it? He's been claiming Big Betty was his since day one. On account of he thinks it was planted on his side of the property. He's never been good about the property line, same as every Tremaine that came before him. We get our fair share of calls from Mr. Tremaine as well. Not that I'm at liberty to discuss our confidential police information. I was hoping we'd get a reprieve from his nonsense after what happened to Daddy, but it don't look like he's willing to give us any time to grieve. Why's this pumpkin so valuable? She was gonna get us a blue ribbon. Daddy said she was nearly 2,000 pounds. We were supposed to be at the state fair by now, but it doesn't look like that's gonna happen this year. And Mr. Tremaine ain't even coming to his door to answer what he done. Answer for what he done. Just hold up like the coward he is. At the very least, he could give me back some seeds from what's left of her so I can try again next year. She was an important pumpkin to our family. Have you ever had... How do you even move a 2,000-pound pumpkin? I don't know how he did it, but he did it. It could have easily been a bear or a mountain lion. Any large animal. Wasn't no bear. We're hunting folk. We know the signs. This was man's work. And that means it was Mr. Tremaine. He knew just what to do to hurt our family. You move a 2-ton pumpkin with a forklift, genuine. Yeah, either a forklift or like a crane, I imagine. Classic Southern family dispute. Sorry for everything that's happened, Bo. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm trying not to let it get to me. Gotta be strong for Mama now that it's just the two of us. Yeah, like bear tracks, tire tracks, 20 sets of footprints. Yeah, it seems to sound like there's nothing, which that's also really weird.
You know, Mike, it sounds like Bo has a real case here. It's not just two neighbors getting angry at each other. Property's been stolen. Couldn't you get involved on his behalf just this once? After everything he's been through?
This isn't the first time there's been a theft between the Callaways and the Tremaines. We've heard it all. A bunch of ditchlings carried it off like Pikmin. We've heard it all. We know exactly how it'll play out. Trust the police to do the policing, ma'am. You're ice cold, Deputy Franklin. This is his prized pumpkin we're talking about. Help the guy out. It's our job as police to remain impartial when it comes to the citizens of the towns we protect.
Dutchman!
None of us have it out for Mr. Calloway or Mr. Tremaine. We're just doing what we can to uphold the safety and security of all residents of Scarlet Hollow.
And you're doing a great job.
Weird question, but are you part of a cult? Cult? Like devil worshippers or hippies or some such made-up nonsense? There's no such thing, son. Franklin lowers his sunglasses once again. His judgmental gaze tells you he's considering whether you're fully sane. You know, we only started getting weird calls when you rolled into town. Maybe you're projecting. Maybe it's you who brought a cult to our peaceful little town.
There are no cults! There's no secret cabal that runs the police. There's no outside influence trying to sow chaos in Scarlet Hollow, of all places. Everybody calm down.
Hello, hello. Welcome in, man. Can you arrest a ghost? So long as we can handcuff it, I don't see why not. Does the ghost have hands?
Let's say no.
Then I probably can't. What do you ask?
Just a hypothetical question.
Let's just get going. Where in the world is Stella Santiago? Let's just get going. Kanika hands the completed report back to Deputy Franklin. Thank you, ma'am. I'll get this filed right away. Good luck out there. I hope Miss Richmond is all right and y'all find her soon. Silently walk out of the precinct. As you make your way back towards the door, the deputy calls out to you. Best keep your nose clean out there, Ark. Try to stay out of trouble.
Well, at least we filed a report. Still, I guess finding Stella is going to be mostly up to us. Where to next?
check in on Oscar and Rosalina. They should be at the old Maxwell place. Right?
Yeah, the place your oh-so-generous cousin decided was suitable for habitation. Sorry, I know she's her family and everything, but with what Oscar and Rosalina have been through this week, I just couldn't believe she'd even suggest something like that.
You don't get You don't get far before the sound of growling and desperate hisses grabs your attention. Get away from Pixel! I'm supposed to be an indoor cat. I'm not supposed to see things like you. You don't even talk, you freak. You turn to see a ditchling approach a cornered cat in an alley. He must have slipped out of the library with everyone else last night. The ditchling, distracted from its hunt by your arrival, cranes its neck to face you, its eyes settling on you with alien indifference. Hey, quit it! The words feel meek as they leave your mouth, and the ditchling, unaffected, turns back to its cornered prey.
I'm grabbing Pixel!
Before you can react, a small pack of dogs rounds the corner. They pounce on the creature, pulling it from the wall, and then taking turns biting and tearing at it until it's ripped to shreds. Their task complete, they saunter towards you.
What the... What are Daisy and Scraps doing out here? Are they leading some sort of ditchling hunting dog gang? High-lived! Pixel! You got out of the library! Oh, you poor cat, come here!
Pixel cautiously walks towards your group before clambering into your arms. He has a comfortable heft to him.
I see how it is. Everyone likes Ark, even the cats.
We found him last night, terrified and shaking in a bush outside the library.
I wasn't that scared. I've even been helping out.
Little Pixel here's been volunteering as a scout.
Did the mayor put a militia together?
Don't worry. We were always right around the corner. Those creatures only like to strike out when they have numbers, but they're hardly very bright. We made sure the little guy was taken care of till the humans were awake. Do y'all know where he's supposed to be?
Good doggies.
Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. You can call me Good Dog. You call me Good Dog? Daisy Good Dog? Daisy's tail wags excitedly before she regains her composure. Sorry. I just love to hear it. So you're this Scraps I've heard so much about. The one and only. This here's Daisy. We got a few other concerned locals with us as well. Just making sure the cats and dogs of the holler are well cared for, considering recent events.
Scoop, you got here just in time for the dog militia. You got here just in time for the fucking dog gang. The animals of the holler fucking rule.
There are more of those things in the woods every day, popping out of the innocent bodies of what used to be dogs like us. He's done us a fine service, but you'd best make sure to keep Pixel inside from here on out. I got a feeling things are only gonna get worse from here.
Like to see you try. I was an indoor cat, but now that I've got a taste of the outdoors, I will never be satisfied by the indoor life.
But maybe I can wait till all these monsters are gone. We'll make sure he gets back to his family. We appreciate it, human. Word's been going round town that there was one among you who could properly understand us. It'll be good to have you on our side during these strange times. Odd things are going on around here. It's important for all of us living things to watch out for each other.
I can't settle on a voice for Daisy. I keep going back and forth between gruff Southern and gruff Brooklyn. Oops. So, are y'all some kind of dog militia or something?
Yeah, I suppose you could say that.
Yeah, this ditchling corpse on the ground, these things just savaged it apart after it was menacing the cat. I've been recruited by the dog gang. We're working together. Hey, Ark, why did those dogs spend the last 10 minutes barking at you? You know, okay, here's the thing. Now that ghosts are real, I think I can be a little bit more open about the fact that I can talk to dogs. Now that ghosts confirmed real, I'm less cagey about being like, yeah, by the way, also I can talk to dogs.
I'm sure you've met the town's illustrious leader by now. When the powers that be abandon you, it's up to the rest of us to band together and protect those who need protected.
Have any of you seen or smelled Gretchen?
She missing? Oh, dear, Scraps, you don't think? Gretchen's person would never let that happen to her. Wherever she is, I'm sure she's safe from those things.
A dog like her doesn't get to be that age without a watchful human at her side. Can you help us find her? You've got better noses for this sort of thing.
We'll do our best. We didn't intend to make any more trips out into the woods, but if it's for Gretchen, we'll take that risk.
I really hope Gretchen is okay. Oh, I'm sure Gretchen will be fine.
She's a well-liked dog in these parts. Been around longer than any of us. It'd be a blow to the community for her to fall victim to those monstrosities.
Gretchen really admires you, Scraps.
Oh, she flatters me so. I'm nothing special, just another dog. All the more reason to go after her before it's too late. Don't be so modest, Scraps. Don't be so modest, Scraps. You're the kind of dog other dogs listen to. There's more that can be said. That's more than can be said for that Jimmy.
Yeah, I don't think Jimmy's doing dick. Based on this. I think this is a dog vigilante posse.
Thinks he's so high and mighty just 'cause he can sit and stay the best, as if obedience is the best quality in a leader.
Yeah, screw Jimmy. What a joke. One of you should have been mayor.
Well, aren't you sweet? Some dogs just ain't fit to lead. It's not his fault the humans of this town flung him so far out of his depths.
Scraps, you are the fucking best of us, my man. Is there anything we humans can do about the ditchlings?
They ain't that hard to kill when there's a whole lot of us. They die easy enough, so long as you don't get caught unawares. That's why we're gathering all the local dogs. A big pack is a safe pack. Jimmy may not be doing anything to help, but that doesn't mean we can't take matters into our own hands. Now, Daisy, no need to start in about the mayor. He has his own priorities. So long as he doesn't get in our way, we don't need to go starting trouble.
Aren't your families worried about you off on your own like this?
We're country dogs. So long as we come home for dinner, most of us aren't missed too much. Speak for yourself. I know my family's been worried sick, but I can't let that get in the way of what's important. Besides, if I went home, they might tie me up, and then I'd be a sitting dog.
We'd best be on our way.
Same for us. For the first time that we know of, these things are out during the day, which means the pets of Scarlet Hollow need us now more than ever. Make sure the humans keep an extra careful watch on their furry companions. The band of dogs scampers off.
You just had a full-on conversation with those dogs. Sure. If ghosts are real, then why can't animal whispering be real too? See, Kanika? That's why I'm not hiding it anymore.
Kanika sighs, muttering to herself.
Knowing dogs are capable of carrying on an actual conversation is going to make being a veterinarian really weird.
Pixel in tow, you and your companions continue on to the old Maxwell place. The old Maxwell place. Kanika gets it! It's really a small absurdity to add to the pile at this point. The old Maxwell place. It was clearly once a mid-century modern home and undoubtedly quite stylish for the time, but it's been abandoned for unknown decades, and moss and vines choke its exterior, barely concealing cracked walls and dust-clouded glass. Hey,
Where the heck are you taking me? This ain't my house.
before you can approach, the door opens and Oscar's head pokes out from the entryway. Hello? Oh, sorry if I startled you. The walls in here are worn down enough I could hear you coming from a block away.
Good morning, Oscar.
Oh, thank goodness you found Pixel. Rosalina's been beside herself. Oscar's voice is tired. He's had a long night, and it shows, his graying face seemingly having aged in the hours since you last saw him. Please, come on in.
Pixel!
Rosalina rushes forward, taking Pixel gently from your arms. Pixel!
Hey, Rosalina. Hey, Alexis. Happy to help. I was so worried. I thought the ghost might have done something to him. Ghost couldn't get Pixel.
Ghost couldn't get Pixel. I'm way too slippery. Totally could have beat up that ghost if I wanted to. Alexis is helping us put a room together. We don't plan on staying here long, but the girls seem to be having fun with it, thank goodness. Even after all they've been through.
Oh, boy. You've been blessed by Ava, your god's mother. Let's see if you can figure out the treats this time. Bless the Pixel. Yeah, bud. Doing this again.
He is really struggling with the tree.
No, bud, they're up.
You kingdom. He doesn't want me to put him up on the actual tree anymore. If I put him on the tree, he'll just grab one and jump down. But now if I put him here, I have nothing more for you. Now if I put him here, he'll go get on it. Boy. Anyway. Why does my hand thing keep breaking? That's annoying. He deserves He deserves much. But he's also too stupid for his own good sometimes.
Yeah, this is kind of cool. There's like this weird intercom thing and a jacuzzi. Maybe you guys could fix up the place. It doesn't seem that run down. It is a lot cooler than I thought it would be. And I've already met a ghost, so if it turns out to be haunted, that's no big deal.
Sorry again about the library. There's no need to apologize. It's a building and you're a person. You matter more than a pile of stones.
I do kind of wish we could go back for our stuff. Thanks for letting me borrow some of your clothes, Alexis. You can borrow as much as you need. I have plenty of shirts, and you can do laundry at our house, too.
Of course, there are some family heirlooms I'd rather not lose. Portraits of my parents, my father's mining jacket. I don't like the thought of their last living memories being forgotten in there. And the fact that it stole the library from me, too, that one really stings. But what are you gonna do? Honestly, I'm just mostly gonna let you guys kind of do your own thing, but we need to talk to Stella. Have any of you... Have any of you seen Stella? We haven't been able to find her since everybody left the library last night. She hasn't gotten in touch with any of you? So, I'm guessing that's a no. You'd be right. I haven't seen her since she ran off last night. I should have known that ghost was too much.
Stella was practically banging down your door trying to get evidence of ghosts. I don't think you were going to be able to stop her. There was no way you could have known how she would react when she found it. Now I'm really starting to worry. It seems like no one in town has seen her.
I'm sure she'll be okay, but you should probably get back to looking for her soon. Doesn't seem that bad here.
You joking? I can smell the wood rot from down the street.
It's all right. It's a roof over our heads, and we won't have to stay here for long. I'm gonna get the library back in our house with it. I don't care what it takes. I'm not letting that creature get the last laugh. It's all bravado at this point. Not even Oscar believes what he just said. I've been thinking. As far as I'm aware, there was nothing paranormal going on in Scarlet Hollow before very recently. Now here we are, suddenly surrounded by weird little goblin creatures in the woods, while entire buildings are taken over by supernatural creatures.
You think there was an inciting event, right?
I do.
It's my thought, too. It was never like this in the Holler before. Something must have happened that kicked off all this magic stuff.
Whatever the cause of this is, there must be some way to put this genie back in the bottle. I'm gonna do my best to find out if there have ever been any similar events, and whether there's anything special about Scarlet Hollow that might explain what's going on. Yeah, Ant's death definitely set it off. I'm wondering if it's supposed to be like intimating, especially after coming here after the cops, if it's supposed to be intimating that like, oh, maybe it's you who brought the supernatural shit to Scarlet Hollow. But I'm wondering if there was like a transfer of power that never happened with Pearl Ann and Tabitha or something like that. And now things are getting bad. The town archives are, unfortunately, in the library.
I told you putting everything online was important. No one uses paper anymore, Dad.
Something about the mine was staving off the weird stuff, and Tabitha's really bad at managing the mine? Maybe. I wonder. I don't know. I don't. I know the answer, but I'm not telling. We'll find out. Or not, or we'll die. You were right. It'll be my first project if we get the library back. I've learned my lesson. Until then, I'll just have to make do with what I can find online. There's definitely a like family curse element to it, yeah. I just don't know how much of it that is or how in-depth that is or anything.
We'll fill you in on what little we know so that at least you can have someplace to start.
Make sure Pixel stays inside or he might get grabbed by ditchlings. The ditchlings are those things from the woods, right? With those faces. Succession ritual wasn't completed before Pearl Ann's death and the pact is no longer being upheld. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm thinking, Pegasus. That was the sort of vibe I was getting. All I know is somewhere in this, a man was the cause of everything. Probably. What was the name of the original Scarlet? It was some old-timey name. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head.
They snatch animals to do some kind of parasitic egg-laying thing, so unless you want one of those things to pop out of Pixel, you better keep him where he's safe.
Was it Enoch? Yeah, that was it. It was Enoch. Erasmus was close. Yeah, it was another big E name.
Not Pixel. He's the best cat I've ever met. He's like a little dude.
It's the man you met on the bus. It's Todd! I don't know. I do bet he's not done here. Like, that freak... I have a feeling that freak still has a part to play, but I don't know what it is yet. I don't think the freak on the bus was fully irrelevant.
How do we know he didn't get infected already? He was out all night. Is he gonna be okay? I think some dogs kept him safe. Like, a gang of dogs? I know it sounds ridiculous, but we saw it with our own eyes.
A gang of dogs? I was hesitant on buying because what if I met Todd again, but then caved and got it? That's fair. He is a creep. He is a creep and I don't trust him. A gang of dogs? Suppose stranger things have happened. This very week, in fact. But we'll make sure he stays safe, right, Rosalina?
I'm not letting him out of my sight ever again. We've been finding these weird stone seals. There was one in the mines and another in your basement. There might be more.
These are those carvings you mentioned last night, right? To think there was something like that under my house all this time. And to think that someone must have put it there. But who? This gives me quite a few threads to follow. Thank you, Ark.
Ark, didn't you say you felt something similar to the mine seal outside the clinic yesterday? I bet that doesn't mean something weird is about to happen there too.
Whatever we're doing next, I feel like we're missing a vital team member. We need to find Stella, and fast.
I agree. We need her brazen energy if we're going to do some serious sleuthing. Let us know what you find.
I will. We're going to get the library back, and we're going to figure out how to fix whatever's wrong with this town.
So that's Oscar. Any other ideas?
Let's check out the diner.
Good idea. Folks tend to congregate there. Maybe we'll run into somebody who's seen Stella.
But I'm going to run our ad break first. Ooh, all the miners are here. This is where the strike's happening. Is the bus guy the Mark Immortel of Scarlet Hollow? And other questions that we'll ponder during our 3-minute ad break. Grab a drink, use the restroom, do what you gotta do. We'll be back in 3 minutes, and I'm gonna try to fix my fucking ad widget in the interim. Because it keeps breaking. I'm wondering if Enoch went around and started just, like, burying all these fucking carvings underneath people's houses and stuff like that. And then getting disturbed or something is... Or they're starting to disturb themselves, basically. Hey, I think we're back. It says we're not running an ad anymore. All the world's a stage. Here, have some boiled peanuts. You'll never know what's coming. Fascinating to see the different paths your playthrough has, not only because of the different traits, but also because I made drastically different choices. Yeah, it is really interesting, because I know I've been talking to Ominous Nya a little bit as well, and my path has already diverged from his in a lot of ways. It seems to, like, diverge and come back in a lot in a very interesting way. I didn't get the option to meet the goat and the dog gang. Yeah, like, Talk to Animals has been a major amount of content of this run. Like, Street Smart has given me some very cool things here and there, but it has been very secondary to the fact that I can talk to every fucking animal in this town. Anyway, I think we're here. My ad widget is broke, and I'm hoping it's gonna... I can't figure out how to fix it, so I'm hoping it's gonna fix itself before the end of this one. But, I'm just gonna get back to it. I don't think we were gone for 3 minutes, but who knows? The diner is busier than you've ever seen it, the small booths packed with miners. Hey! Hope you weren't planning on spending any quality time in the diner today. Looks like we'll be hosting a meeting for the foreseeable future.
So I guess this is where the miners are setting up shop.
This is great for business. These fellas can have as much free coffee as they drink if they keep piling in like this.
The miners didn't even notice you entered the diner, and instead of speaking in hushed voices, argue with each other loudly enough for you to easily overhear. I guess the shift schedules are pretty brutal, and I'd like more vacation days. I'd love to be able to see with my family around the holidays, and better health benefits will be amazing, but what if she decides to fire all of us?
You're only a year or so into the work, and trust me, the longer it goes on, the more it sucks the life out of you. At first, you're just unhappy, but you figure you can weather it till you find something better. Paycheck's a paycheck. Next thing you know, you've lost years of your life to a company that doesn't give a solitary shit about you, that uses up every free second it can suck out of its workers, and pays us just enough to survive, but not so much that we ever can save enough to get the hell out. But we could get fired for this. I really need the paycheck.
Oh, wait, Harrison's, I think, this lady, but we really could get fired for this. I really need the paycheck. I can't get fired. And the company housing, that makes a big difference for me.
Right, the company housing. How generous of Tabitha to put you up in a company-owned shack that ain't had maintenance done in decades, taking a big chunk right out of your paycheck that sure as shit ain't going towards property tax and upkeep alone. The company housing means almost nobody in this whole damn town owns the place that they live.
Yeah, Harrison, I'm realizing that now as I'm seeing mouths pop open out of the corner of my eye.
We have numbers on our side, Harrison. After what happened up there the other night, damn near everyone's joining the picket line.
She can't afford to lose us all. We have the power here so long as we're united.
Have any of you seen Stella? She's missing. The miners turn towards the doorway, all eyes glaring at you in unison. The YouTuber?
No, we ain't seen her. As you can see, we got a lot going on today. We'd appreciate it if you didn't butt in.
Harrison's voice drops to a barely audible mumble. I hope she's okay.
She hasn't been around, but I'll let you know if I hear anything.
I don't think I should get involved here. I'm just gonna... Well... About the strike.
We all know who you're related to, kid. Word travels fast, and I'll be damned if we talk business in front of you.
You know what? I'm just going to drop it. I guess we should get going.
You turn and leave the diner, Kanika trailing close behind you. Still no sign of Stella.
We should go to the mines.
I guess there's a decent chance Stella went to find your cousin, since they're friends. Come on, I'll drive us.
You follow Kanika to her van. It isn't long before you find yourselves outside the Scarlet Mines. A wall of bodies, picket signs, and megaphones in hand forms a human barricade around the entrance to the Scarlet Mine. I am unhappy with the treatment I am receiving as a worker in the Scarlet Mine. Scarlet, more like toilet. Better hours now or none at all. We are running out of places to check.
I hope it's not weird to talk to them when they're in the middle of all this.
Well, if it isn't the boss's cousin. Hail and well met, fellow countrymen.
Have any of you seen Stella? She's missing.
The YouTuber?
She's the one on all the banned property posters, right? We haven't seen her, and we've been out here all day, so we'd know if she'd come by.
We'll make sure to keep an eye out. Can't say we'll be as much help, though. We'll just be standing around here for the foreseeable future.
I need to talk to Tabitha.
So, you're saying you want to cross a picket line?
Come on. What harm could I possibly cause by going in there? I have my cousin's phone number. I'm staying at her house, and last I checked, she knows you're all striking.
All right, fine. Besides, there's not a lot you can do to derail things at this point anyway. Go ahead.
I don't care if they're okay with you going in. I'm still not crossing a picket line. Besides, I don't think Tabitha would be too happy to see me. I'll just wait by the van while you go talk to her. See you on the other side.
It's quiet today, empty beyond the ruckus at the front gate. The trailer that serves as Tabitha's office looms over you on the hill. You walk up to Tabitha's trailer and knock on the door. You wait for a moment. No response. You knock again.
Oh, for the love of...
The door swings open.
Oh, it's you.
Should I go?
Yeah.
And try not to get yourself noticed.
Try not to get yourself noticed? Looks like Tabitha's found a rat. Hey, do you have a minute? It's important.
I can make some time.
Should I...
I already said you can leave, Rodriguez. We'll talk more later.
The door clicks as Rodriguez leaves Tabitha's office. Tabitha heaves a heavy sigh.
Please. Just forget you saw anything, okay? I can handle this on my own.
I'm not going to undermine you. We're good, Tabby.
Thanks. I know I haven't given you many reasons to be kind to me, so I really appreciate you choosing to be that way, even if I'm not very easy to get along with. I'm sure you didn't come all the way here to talk about the strike. Why are you here? Don't get me wrong, it's nice to see a friendly face, but you shouldn't be up here. This is my battle to fight.
Stella is still missing. We've been looking all over town for her and don't have any leads. Tabitha groans.
You don't think... Wayne...
That's what I'm worried about.
I'll see if I can figure something out.
I'm going to keep looking for Stella. I'll see you tonight.
Let me know when you find her, okay? I don't want to sit around worrying about her all day.
Tabitha's phone buzzes.
I better get back to work. Stay safe out there, Ark. Call me if you run into more trouble, but please don't go looking for any today, okay?
I love the band posters of Stella. They're all over the mine. It's so fucking funny.
I don't need you going missing too.
You leave the office, closing the door behind you. You find Kaneko waiting for you outside.
You don't look like you've found any new leads. It feels like we've done our due diligence here. Come on, I'll drive us back to town and we can figure out where to move from there. Where to next?
Well, I mean, the church is the only other place we've got. We should check out the church.
The church? What? Do you think Stella decided to get religious all of a sudden?
I just want to be thorough.
Let's just make it quick. I don't want him trying to rope me into some church event.
He is a huge creep. Kaneko leads the way, taking you up the gradual slope towards the church.
All right, where is that weirdo? My, 3 visitors at once on a Thursday? This is unprecedented. But there are only 2 of us. Oh no, were we followed by a ditchling? Were we followed by Wayne?
Sup, old people?
Oh, it's just Zane. What are you doing here?
All the glimpses of death I've had in the past 2 days have forced me into the midst of an existential crisis, my dudes. I wanted to see if the faith held any answers for me. Alas, I have not yet found the solace I seek.
Give it time, Zane. It sometimes takes a while for the Lord to work his way into your heart. But when he does, you won't regret letting him in. Be sure to look over those pamphlets I gave you, of course. I'm always here if you need to talk.
Sure thing, Pastor D. Peace, y'all.
Anyway, we're looking for Stella. She wandered off last night and no one has seen her since. We're starting to get pretty worried. We hoped maybe you or Janie had seen her. I can't speak for Janie, but I'm afraid I've seen neither hide nor hair of Stella. If you'd like to talk to my wife, she's just over by the alpacas. Though, Ark, I was hoping we might be able to talk in private.
Sure. What's up?
I guess I'll leave you to it while I check in with Janie.
You truly picked the worst possible voice for him. Good job. Thank you. I'm going for Gravity Falls Little Gideon, because that's the vibe he gives me. Kanika heads off towards Janie and the alpacas, leaving you alone with the nervous pastor.
I had a chat with the mayor yesterday. I heard you did too. I'm so glad you came. I never met anyone else.
Oh no, you can talk to dogs!
I never met anyone else who could hear them. You have no idea how long I thought I must have had some kind of insanity. I even thought at one point it must have been the Lord himself talking to me through them. But they never had anything insightful to say, so I was disavowed of that pretty early on.
Whoa. Are you telling me you can... But I thought I was the only one.
I guess the two of us are just kindred spirits.
Are you sure we're actually talking to animals?
Now that I know that there are at least two of us, I have no doubt. There have definitely been times in my life I thought I might just be nuts.
Yeah, I didn't think that he had animal talk.
But it's so consistent, and I've never exhibited any other signs of insanity. In my most doubting moments, I have considered the possibility that other entities may be using the animals to confuse my faith. But besides a particularly vicious hamster I had growing up, the most an animal has ever tried to convince me to do is give them more food. So somehow I doubt they're puppets for some otherworldly evil. Unless that otherworldly evil wants me to overfeed my pets.
Have you met Frou-Frou, Gretchen, Pixel?
Of course I have. But I learned early on in life not to let on that I have this gift. At least, well, other humans are around. So I haven't spoken with any of them. Though I get the feeling Frou-Frou wouldn't talk to me even if she knew I could understand her. I've tried to befriend the alpacas when no one else is around. Emphasis on tried. They're surprisingly cliquey. Besides that, I try to maintain a low profile, only chatting with the wildlife when I'm sure no one's looking.
Yeah, Frou-Frou barely wants to talk to us. Is your gift why you got into the church?
It's hard to say. I was raised Baptist by two loving parents and was always interested in religion. But I've also always known about my talents, so I don't know what came first. If anything, though, I'd say I'm religious in spite of the gift. It hasn't exactly been easy to square this with a lot of the religious education that I've had.
This voice makes me not trust this man. Ava, I don't trust this man either. That's why I gave him this voice. I don't trust him at all.
For instance, a lot of religious leaders will tell you that only humans have souls. Well, you and I both know that that's not true. Though I suppose that gets into a whole different conversation about what exactly a soul is. But those are conversations that I am glad to leave to the scholars. I am just a simple, small-town pastor. I don't need to ask the big questions anymore. I just have to help people through their daily lives.
I hope you don't think the two of us sharing this gift means we're friends. I hope you know that this means the two of us are bonded for life, best friends. Nobody understands what it's like to be us. Does Janie know?
No, I don't believe that there should be secrets between man and wife, so I'll have to tell her one day. But there hasn't been a good time yet. Building a life in Scarlet Hollow has been a difficult process, and the last thing I need to do is add the stress of her husband being some kind of circus act. Tulip, on the other hand, I'm starting to have my suspicions that she might share this gift. There have been some particularly nasty rats in the church lately, and she said some things that have led me to believe she might be able to understand them.
He's interrupted by the sounds of a snapping twig and a high-pitched giggle, partly muffled by the underbrush at the edge of the property.
Tulip, come on out of there. You know you're not supposed to play in the woods.
Tulip glances back into the woods, quiet as she hesitates.
Tulip, are you gonna be good, or are we gonna skip story time tonight? I'll be good. You don't have to skip story time. I won't go into the woods. I promise. I know you won't, Tulip, because you know it's too dangerous for little girls in there. Why don't you go help Mama with the alpacas? It's just about time they got fed. You can give them hay.
Tulip smiles broadly, seemingly excited by the prospect, and hurries off.
Sorry, I had to have a firm parenting moment just then. She's been trying to run off into these woods a lot lately, and it's really dangerous, even for adults. There's this massive trash dump not far past the trees, but it must be at least 50 years old, so it's all grown over and looks like it's part of the landscape. But if you accidentally walk on it, you might find yourself falling into a hip-deep mound of rusty cans and broken glass.
Oh, Tetanus Lake. Stella told me about it.
Tetanus Lake! That's an accurate name. I wonder if Tulip would stay away if I started calling it that, or if it would only make it sound more alluring.
How big of a trash dump here? Are we talking, would a weekend of hard work clear it out? Hey, does anybody else notice the mask by the dude's... Oh, fuck! Wayne! Wayne! It's Wayne! Good eye, Kaj! I did not notice Wayne being a creep.
Was he always there? Maybe if you had construction equipment and a team of professionals, It's a big area, and I have no idea how deep it goes. In the meantime, I'm just making sure Tulip knows not to go near it.
What were you saying about the church rats?
Oh, yes, the rats. So you and I are used to the sort of chatter we hear from wildlife. It's usually nothing that needs to be paid attention to. But these rats, there's something so sinister about them, and they must be huge judging from the sound of them scurrying around in there. Tulip has never shown evidence of the ability before. She's never responded to the alpacas or engaged up in conversations with birds. In retrospect, she could have been hiding it the way I did growing up.
It is, Wayne. I thought it was just a ditchling since they're active today. Yeah, no, he's got the very distinct bag head and the lines. I don't think it's rats. I don't know, though, because if he's hearing them talking, the ditchlings don't speak. The infected animals did, but I don't think a ditchling has ever spoken. Oop. Hello. Oop. Anyway. Sorry, I got very distracted there for a second.
Because I know she's been talking to the rats. She calls them her friends. She has been drawing all these pictures of them, real ghastly things.
Yeah, I don't know if these are rats. I think Bridge might be right.
I've tried to bring it up with her, but she gets just this little smile and doesn't say a word, like it's her fun little secret. It's all innocent enough in the grand scheme of things, but I'm pretty sure they also live out in that trash heap, and ever since she started talking about her friends, she's been trying to sneak out there. I'm concerned she's gonna get hurt or catch some kind of disease.
What have they been saying?
They like to try to goad me into crying or becoming depressed. They watch me through unseen holes and make fun of me and try to figure out how to press my buttons. It's annoying, but easy enough to block out, especially when I'm praying. I don't think they're a good influence on Tulip, though. She's gotten quiet and secretive ever since she started talking to them. I hate to think what they say to her when I'm not around to hear.
Has Janie heard them?
She's not in the church very often, and she's usually in town doing her jobs up until late, and we spend our evenings in the house. It's just me and Tulip all day long.
Tulip needs a friend like Dustin instead of these fucked up things living in the basement of the church.
Janie knows Tulip has made some strange little friends, but thinks it's an imagination game. I was hoping I'd sort out the rat issue before she could get suspicious, but they're persistent, so I may have to hire an exterminator if I can get the money for one. I hope it doesn't have to come to that.
Have you actually seen them?
No, but I don't need to. I lived in a dorm that had rats once. You never see them, but the church has all the signs of infestation, and there's no mistaking the sound of little creatures stampeding through the walls. I've left out some humane rat tracks, but they're too smart for them. All it's done is waste peanut butter. And I called Possum once. Poor thing. Possums are never very bright.
You take that back. My best friend's a possum.
But at least he got a nice big scoop of peanut butter out of the deal.
Are you sure they're rats?
I think so.
The pastor shifts uncomfortably for a moment.
I hope so.
That's really creepy, dude.
I suppose it is. I've gotten so used to hearing weird voices coming from anywhere and everywhere, I guess I'd forgotten how unsettling something like hearing cruel little voices in your wall truly is.
He shudders.
I'll do my best to talk some sense into them, or into my daughter. And if that fails, maybe you could lend a hand. I don't want to be too much of a bother, and you should probably finish looking for your missing friend first, but I'll be around if you have time to check in later this week.
Out of the corner of your eye, you see Kanika walking back to the two of you. She must have finished talking to Janie.
Janie says she hasn't seen Stella either, so we should better get going.
Hope your talk with the pastor went well.
Yes, we had a great conversation. I appreciate y'all stopping by, even if it wasn't under the best circumstances. I'll let you be on your way. And I hope Stella turns up soon. I'll put in some good prayers with the big man for her. All right, thanks. See ya.
Kanika starts down the path. Kanika starts back down the path to town, and you follow. The smallest church in Scarlet Hollow.
Okay, now that we've put some distance between us and the church, what did he want to talk to you about? He didn't say anything weird, can he?
You can also talk to animals. He wanted to discuss it with me.
Right, your weird animal thing. Can't believe that of all the people in the world you could have shared an ability with, you wound up stuck with Pastor Daniel. Let's not get too distracted until we find Stella, though. Where to next?
As you consider your next steps, you remember your appointment with Sybil. She seemed to be confident last night that Stella would be okay. Maybe she'll be able to help you find her. She's the only person who believed you and Stella from the beginning. She could prove to be a valuable asset. And she'd never disparage your gift. Perhaps she's one of the few people in town who can truly understand you. We should talk to your mom. I'm supposed to have tea with her today.
Sure, we can humor her.
She's probably going to give you some rocks or bundles of herbs for your protection or something. Which might actually work. Who knows? Guess there's only one way to find out. The bells of the general store chime welcomingly as the two of you enter.
Kanika, there you are. You were supposed to stay in bed today, remember? And hello, Ark. Hope you're sufficiently recovered from last night's fiasco. Sorry, Mom. It's just that Stella's missing and Stella can take care of herself. Unlike you. You need bed rest and lots of fluids. You don't need to go running around town spreading that cold of yours. Go on, get up to bed. I'll be up in a minute with some more tea. I thought you had some kind of important thing to talk to Ark about. I'm really feeling okay. I want to hear what you had wanted to say to him. I'll just be doing a tea reading. Haven't those always bored you to tears? Okay, you're right. I'm not feeling well. I really should lie down. Bye, Ark.
Kanika turns and heads towards the stairs without saying another word. Good thing Kanika has her mom looking out for her. She seems so tired today, and you'll probably be able to find Stella without her.
Shall we?
Sybil motions towards the tea room. I think oh no.
Is the ajar door their house?
We're so suspicious of everything. Justified.
Please, have a seat. I'll bring you a fresh cup.
You take a seat at the small table at the edge of the room. It's dark here, only a sliver of sunlight able to filter through the heavy curtains, supplemented by the bright grow lights over the plant in the corner. Sybil joins you at a table and places a cup in front of you. It smells light and citrusy with an undercurrent of decaying earth. It's the same tea she brought you on Tuesday. I'm now just doing Wayne watch after finding him last. Where's Wayne? Where's Wayne? It's the same tea she brought you on Tuesday.
I'll be able to do a reading once you're done. Until then, how about we just chat?
Sip your tea. You take the tea, sipping it delicately. The citrus smell is fleeting, quickly replaced with the earthiness at its core, like you've taken a mouthful of dirt. But the aftertaste combines the two flavors into something soothing and medicinal, and you find yourself feeling more comfortable, your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. The other day you promised to tell me, what was it? Unsavory tales of my mom's youth.
I most certainly did, though I may have been exaggerating a bit for dramatic effect. I'm prone to do that. In a town this size, you get to know everybody, no matter what age difference might be. Vivian was a little younger than me, which meant I always had a certain older sister instinct about her. Her family wasn't good to her. Pearl Ann was a lot like your great-grandmother, Edwardine, which is to say, she was not a very kind woman. Similar to Tabitha, but with more social grace and considerably more hatred for her fellow man. But your mother wasn't a shrinking violet either. She was just as stubborn as any other Scarlet, so her family choosing her as their punching bag made her into quite the rebel.
Why were Pearl Ann and my mom raised by Edwardine? What happened to their mother?
Their entry into this world was violent, I'm afraid. Their mother was young. Too young to be pregnant, especially with twins. She didn't survive the labor.
What do you know about my grandma?
I'm afraid there isn't much I can tell you. I think there were two in that generation. The youngest died when the girls were still children. Edwardine never spoke about them, nor did your mother.
I feel like I know a lot about the women in my family, but what about the men? Did they even exist?
I suppose they just haven't been very noteworthy since Edwardine took over the mines. Her husband died a long time ago, too, and to be honest, I can't even recall his name. Might have been Stuart, or something just as easily forgettable. From what Vivian said, her father was some teenaged fling that ended once your mother found out she was pregnant. I'm fairly certain it was similar for Vivian, though she was much older, and I believe she was the one who ended it, what with skipping town and all.
What happened when my mom found out she was pregnant?
She came to me for advice. She was distraught. It was like she'd been handed a death sentence. Maybe it was fear from what had happened to her own mother. Maybe it was something else. But she seemed convinced she was in danger. Tabitha had already been born by then, of course, but she was born in wedlock, so I assumed your mother's worries had something to do with religion. Though the Scarlets weren't particularly religious as far as I knew. But the way Vivian was the night the night she came to me, it stuck in my mind. It's always had me wondering what it was about your family that made her panic so much at the thought of having a baby.
What's with all the mystery and ritual? If you have something to tell me, just come out and say it.
I'll need your tea leaves first. I have pieces of the puzzle, but the tea leaves should give me the full picture. Help to give me the full picture.
You close your eyes and take another sip, and then another. It's delightful. The tea is gone before you know it, and the small cup empty, save for what's left of rehydrated leaves coating the bottom.
Ah, good. I'm glad you found the tea palatable enough to drink. It should do you some good. It's one of my more medicinal blends. Now, on to business.
Sybil takes the cup from you, staring thoughtfully down at the sludge.
Oh dear. This does not bode well. You've got just about every warning that can fit in the bottom of a cup. Cross, kettle, hourglass. All these mean death, misery, difficulty, and the hourglass ties it all together with definite urgency. It's fair to assume that all of this has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure. But we may at the very least be able to figure out what it is.
blood curse, blood curse. Blurs, 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 blurs. Down the cup, chew the leaves while maintaining eye contact. I learned it from Pastor Daniel's alpacas.
And there's a central figure here. A cat. An enemy. Lurking in plain sight.
Oh, the cat's gotta be Pixel or Frou-Frou. Those are the two cats I know. The cat could be Dustin. He's a possum who lives in my dresser, and I try to talk to him every day to hear his wisdom and help with my troubles. It would break my heart if he's the traitor. No, I have to. The cat could be Dustin. He's a possum who lives in my dresser, and I try to talk with him every day to hear his wisdom and help with his troubles. It would break my heart if he's the traitor.
Oh no! What? Dear, I don't think you need to worry about the possum living in your dresser being the cat. You're almost certainly looking for a human enemy.
Sorry, I got startled. I got an achievement, which said friendship ended with dresser rat. Now anybody else is my best friend. And no, that's not true. My friendship has not ended with Dustin.
You don't have to figure out an answer right away. It often takes time for the mind to connect the dots.
I'm just saying, I refuse to damage my relationship with Dustin from a fucking tea leaf reading. Dustin is my best friend, god damn it. That achievement just scared the shit out of me.
You don't have to figure out an answer right away. It often takes time for the mind to connect the dots.
I don't think I can rewind. I mean, like, I could reload the whole game, but I haven't fucking saved since, I started playing the game, and I'm not going to run through 2.5 hours of game anymore. I may reload it and see whether or not that actually does anything. I think this is a bit, but that's why I created a second save file. If Dustin is gone when we go back tomorrow, I will. Oh, are there autosaves? Oh, yeah, there are. Aha. Oh, you're so right. Thank you, Myth. Okay, we're jumping. I'm not ruining my decision with... I am not jeopardizing my relationship with Dustin. It would break my heart if he's the traitor. I can't do it. The obvious answer is the cat is Wayne. So, I'm gonna say Wayne. The cat could be Wayne. He follows me wherever I go. But he is my good friend, and I trust him. He follows me wherever I go. It's almost like he's literally lurking in plain sight.
That may be the case, but tea leaves tend to lean more in the symbolic side of things. I personally have a hard time believing that Wayne is the cat. You shouldn't trust a word out of that man's mouth, but the cat implies a certain level of two-facedness that I don't think he possesses. You certainly don't have to figure out an answer right away.
Wayne is not a subtle enemy, like when he would... The cat is Mayor Jimmy.
You don't have to figure out an answer right away. It often takes time for the mind to connect the dots. Just be on guard, and keep vigilant that someone close to you isn't to be trusted. We know from the ditchlings that something terrible is coming your way, and it's likely that it's connecting to some hidden enemy. Perhaps we can try to counteract whatever might be planned for you. Judging by what you told me last night, those stones, carving seals, whatever you want to call them, I just think it's likely that they have something to do with this. Until the cat reveals itself, it seems like your best course of action is to seek these carvings out. Piece together what you can from your visions and arm yourself with that information. Have you sensed any others around town? Do you think you might be able to find another?
A hidden enemy, like your cousin planning to use you in your sacrifice? Or a hidden enemy like a woman that is trying to subtly manipulate me into finding and making contact with a bunch of ritual stones that are scattered and hidden across the town? Maybe Sybil's the cat. I don't know. The way she honed in on that felt really suspect to me all of a sudden. Your thoughts drift to that door yesterday, the one that seemed to draw you in, urging you deeper into the clinic. Even just remembering it is enough to tug at you, compelling you to return and open it to see what is on the other side. You can find Stella later. Maybe you can even find her there. What's important now is finally seeing what's hidden in the clinic. You didn't get all this from the tea leaves. Of course she didn't. She's smart. She knows how to deduce things from the leaves. Or a hidden enemy like a wild lady with a geriatric dog who keeps dragging you into supernatural situations. Maybe so.
Of course not. Tea leaves are merely a guide. Sometimes they can help confirm suspicions or fill in where my intuition falls short. My family has lived in these hills a long time, as has yours. I know the Scarlets have secrets. I know Vivian was scared for you, but your place in this is something we all have to figure out together. And that's where little tricks like tea leaves come in handy. But we shouldn't digress. Do you know where you might find the next stone?
Remain silent.
I know it's probably not a comfortable proposition, considering what's happened around them the past couple of nights, but anything that happens around those stones may be worth it, if it means you're able to get ahead of your adversary in whatever threatens this town. I think that's all the help I can offer. I hope this conversation has been illuminating, even if it just brought up more questions than giving any clear answers.
You helped me last night. Why don't you come with me?
I may have been able to see through that spirit's illusion, but I'm not some kind of all-powerful entity. I'm an old woman. I have trouble with my knees, and my eyesight isn't what it used to be. In most situations, I'd be more of a liability than a helpful companion. Imagine if I'd been in those mines with you. Some use I'd be struggling to climb over the rocks and ladders, throwing out my back from all the crouching.
Thanks. I'll let you know if I find anything.
Glad to hear it. I hope all goes well. I wish you luck. Hopefully, you won't need it. Thank you again for humoring an old lady and stopping by for a chat.
With a small grunt of effort, Sybil gets up from the table and you're escorted back to the door.
And remember, be careful who you put your trust in. According to your tea, the cat is getting ready to pounce, and merely being ready for it might not be enough.
Much like how I definitely trust the dude who tells me that he's the only person I can trust, I definitely trust the old woman that's telling me that I can't trust anyone. Sybil may have overplayed her hand if she is suspect there. That was really leading in an interesting way, I think. Sybil closes the door to the tea room, the bells of its door strangely flat in the stale air of the nearly empty general store. She's just saying you can't trust the cat. You just don't know who the cat is, and it could be anyone. Check in on Kanika. You're not going anywhere before checking in on Kanika. You make your way upstairs. You knock on Kanika's door.
Mom, I really don't need any more tea. I think I'm just going to lie down for a while.
I'm not your mom.
Oh, Ark. What's up?
Oh! It's pizza time for the boy. But Sybil's so nice, and she helps you. Hi, bud. These are from Bridge. Yeah. I know. Oh, yeah, bud. Treats for the boy just before the end of the stream. There you go, buddy. No, right over here. But Sybil's so nice, and she helps you. Yeah. Oh, Ash requested it. Well, these are from Ash, then. Ash, Bridge, both. Can I come in?
Sorry, Ark. I'm almost right.
Oh, I didn't go back to the game.
Sorry, Ark. I'm almost right. I'm exhausted, and I probably shouldn't push it, or I'll wind up worse off tomorrow.
It looks like you're on your own. Okay. You make your way out of the general store and down the road to the clinic. You make your way up the familiar hill, past the rows of ragged houses that make up Scarlet Hollow's residential area. It isn't long before you find yourself outside of Dr. Kelly's clinic, its secrets enticing you to find a way in. Even at the bottom of the hill, you can already feel the presence. It's like a magnet has been fixed to your ribcage, gently tugging you forward, guiding you towards whatever emits this compulsive frequency. Ask a woodland creature how to get in the house. There's a very good screen to end the stream on very soon. Okay, I'm gonna trust you, man. You quickly glance around, eyes trained on the underbrush. A flash of a striped tail grabs your eye immediately.
Can I help you, Buster?
Hey there! If you were trying to break into that house at the top of the hill, how would you go about it?
What, just because I got little hands and go through people's trash, I'm supposed to know how to break into places? There's a hill that'll take you right up to that big flat roof thing. Sometimes the humans leave through the window up there and I go inside. Don't tell them, okay? I like to sleep in their big piles of cloth. It's one of my few joys in life.
He leaves as you turn back to look at the clinic. You have your way in. Just go in through the clinic. Yeah, I'll do the quiet way. You're pretty sure you can make the jump to the second floor, at least with a running start. You make your way up the hill and bend your knees in anticipation. And then you jump. You land and try the door. It's unlocked. The upstairs of the clinic feels like a decommissioned museum. Old furniture is covered in plain white sheets and a thick layer of dust coats the floor. This place hasn't seen any use in years. You're in the clinic, free to explore as you please. Or rather, you're free to explore as you please. You can feel that odd sensation again. The nagging pull of whatever it was that wanted you to find it. You've been caught by its gravity, an overwhelming curiosity guiding you around a corner and towards a dark doorway under the stairs. It's been left ajar as if inviting you to enter. The lights click on. You're in the morgue.
Morgue? What are you doing in the morgue?
What are you doing in the morgue? You fucking goth? You dumbass? All right. I think I'm gonna end it there. Really good shit. Oh, I'm really looking forward into whatever goddamn nightmare we're gonna be running into here soon. I am of a belief that shit is gonna pop off pretty soon, just based on what what both the pile of content warnings from this chapter concludes, and just the pacing for this game has been really good lately. Of investigation 2 hours, insane shit 2 hours, investigation 2 hours, insane shit 2 hours. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow, and I hope you all are too, as we figure out what the hell is in this fucking clinic and what Dr. Kelly is hiding from us. But I think until then, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your evening. And I don't need to judge Reese for what he gets up to in his spare time. You're so right. I should let him be Byronic in peace. Oh, we're definitely getting to the insane shit 2 hours. Yeah, I figured. This game's pacing. I was talking to Honest Nia about it the other day, and the pacing of this game is remarkably good. It's so tight. Really good. I'm gonna miss like half of tomorrow's insane shit, but I will be watching the VOD. I will make sure to upload it properly, as I will upload this one. Have a lovely night, everybody. Have a lovely rest of your Wednesday. I hope to see you tomorrow as we figure out maybe a little bit more about what's going on in this fucking insane-ass town. But until then, goodbye, everybody. Hey, if you stuck around to the end of the video, I just wanted to say thank you, and I hope that you enjoyed. If you want to help support me in making more of this, you can follow me on Twitch, where I stream these live. Like, comment, and subscribe. I suspect you all know how this works by now, but it really does help a lot. Thanks.